Satyam Bruhat. Satyam Bruhat. Rutam. Satyam Bruhad Rutam Ugram. Satyam Bruhat Rutam Ugram. Diksha Tapo. Diksha Tapo Brahma Yajna. Diksha Tapo Brahma Yajna. Satyam Bruhad Rutamugram Diksha Tapo Brahma Yajna. Prithivim Dharayanti. Prithivim
Yajnatva
Brahma Yajna. Prithivim Dharayanti. Prithivim Dharayanti. One vertical line, that is half of the mantra. Satyam Bruhad Rutamugram Diksha Tapo Brahma Yajna. Prithivim Dharayanti. The next half.
Yajnatva Yajnah
Yajnaha. Yajnaha Prithvim Dharayanti. Next half. Sa no Bhutasya. Sa no Bhutasya Sa no Bhutasya Bhavyasya. Sa no Bhutasya Bhavyasya Patnyurum. Patnyurum. Ta na vu Patnyurum. Ta is full consonant. Na and ya half consonants. Patnyurum. Lokam. Lokam. Prithvi nah krinotu. Prithvi nah krinotu. Satyam Bruhad Rutamugram Diksha Tapo Brahma Yajna. Prithvim Dharayanti. Sa no Bhutasya Bhavyasya Patnyurum. Lokam. Prithvi Naha Krinotu. Prithvi Naha Krinotu. This is a mantra from Atharva 12.1.1. Atharva 12.1.1. Seventh Kanda, first Sukta, first mantra, 12.1.1. Satyam Bruhadrutamugram Diksha Tapo Brahma Yajna Prithvim Dharayanti. Sa no Bhutasya Bhavyasya Patnyurum Lokam Prithvi nah krinotu. So let us know the words separating them. Pada Vibhaga. Satyam, Kama, Bruhat, Kama, Ritam, Kama, Ugram, Kama, Diksha, Kama, Tapaha, Kama, Brahma, Kama, Yajnaha. 8 points. Satyam, Bruhat, Ritam, Ugram, Diksha, Tapaha, Brahma, Yajna. So these are 8 points. Prithivim dharayanti. Prithivim dharayanti. Sa no bhutasya bhavyasya patnyurum. Patni urum. That we have to split. Patni urum. Patni urum. Lokam prithvi naha kranotu. Patni urum, after sandhi it becomes patnyurum. You have to split it. Patni urum. Lokam prithvim dharayanti. Prithvim nah kranotu. Prithvi nah kranotu. So there are two parts in this mantra. The first part we shall discuss. Now the basic concept of this whole mantra is, it discusses about the factors which sustain the world. This world has to exist, this world has to continue, and there are so many factors which are responsible for the running of this world, this human society. Now, what are the things that are necessary or a must for supporting the continuance of this world and human society? So they have listed out certain items. They are the 8 items what they have given here. Satyam, Brihat, Ratam, Ugram, Diksha, Tapo, Brahma, Yajna. They are classified into 8 groups, and they say these 8 are very much responsible for the well-being of the society and the world. If these 8 are implemented, if these 8 are practiced, these 8 are imbibed in our routine life, yes, we can have a beautiful world to live. So let me explain everything. That dharayanti, dudhai, dharana poshanayoho. Dudhai, dharana poshanayoho. That is capable of supporting, that is capable of upholding. The pillars which hold them right. Prithvim dharayanti. Prithvi is prithvistare. Prithvistare. This globe, this world, this human society. Dharayanti, it upholds, it supports. Dudhai dharana poshanayoha. It not only supports, it also nourishes. Gives all the nourishing factors to the society and the world. What are they? What are they? Let's speak of these 8 things. Satyam, Brihat, Rutam, Ugram, Diksha, Tapaha, Brahma, Yajna. It's very tough to get exact English translations, because where there is a concept, you will have a word. The concepts are not there, we will not be able to get the words. So nearest words I will give. Satyam, truth. Brihat, broad-mindedness. Ritam, straightforwardness. Ugram, fast.
Ugram?
Fast, or you can take it as opposite of procrastination. Fast, quick. Or you can take this as agile also. A-G-I-L-E, agile. Satyam, Brihat, Ritam, Ugram. Diksha. Diksha is dakshata. Diksha is dakshata. That is efficiency. Efficiency, competence, capacity, Tapaha, tolerance. Tapaha, tolerance. Brahma, knowledge, wisdom. Yajnaha, all good deeds. All deeds done in exemplary way. Deeds done in exemplary way. Yajnaha. See, these are the 8 things that are very much necessary for the human society to exist, to sustain, to develop, and create a happy and wonderful environment for all the creatures to live in. In fact, we are all thinking of such an environment where we can live happily, where we can live comfortably. We expect such an environment. But such an environment is not created by someone else, we only have to create it. By adopting these principles in our daily life. Satyam, Prithad, Dhrutam, Ugram, Diksha, Tapo, Brahma, Yajna. Okay, let us see one by one. I am sure all points I cannot cover in this one class. Maybe it takes 1 or 2, 3 classes. Okay. Before I proceed, I would like to thank our good friend, Mr. Anand Jorapur. He is on our list. And he is also, we are able to see him. Sir, so this Anand Jorapur, I want to thank him on behalf of me and all of you. Because many a time we missed classes because of power failure here. So the internet connection, it used to go off when the power was off. So our good friend Mr. Anand Jorapur has contributed to our group one inverter. That is this what's the inverter?
Inverter only.
Inverter.
Yeah, inverter.
So he has contributed an inverter for this group, and he has been placed that here. So you'll have uninterrupted power supply, UPS. It works as an UPS. And even if the power goes off, there is no problem for our class.
Wonderful.
With the help of that, nearly 45 minutes to 1 hour, we can run the class with the help of that UPS.
Wonderful. Dhanyavadaha, Anandji.
That's his contribution to our group. And I thank him wholeheartedly on behalf of me and all of you. So the class will be taken care of even if the power failure is here. It's very frequent here. We have missed several classes, but it will not happen in future. Thanks to Mr. Anand Jorapur.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next. Satyam. Satyam is truth. That truth, the other name for it is honesty. Honesty. Where there is truth, there will be honesty. Where there is honesty, there has to be truth. How do you understand this truth or honesty? Truth is knowing things as they are. Knowing things as they are. What happens is, whenever we try to understand certain things, lot of our prejudices will start working. So that's a big problem. Lot of prejudices will start working. So a lot of our previous experiences, or a lot of interaction with so many other people would have given us some background. Depending upon that background, we try to understand the thing. Many times we fail to understand it as it is. It is colored because of our prejudices. So if we have to remove our prejudice, not only prejudices, we also call it as samskaras, so many impressions, experiences. Because so many impressions what we have been carrying. Depending upon that, we try to understand certain things. But what it is would be really different. But to understand a thing as it is, we call it as truth. Another way of understanding. Subjective. Many things are subjective. We look at it subjectively, thus depending upon our outlook and our point of view, and we understand it in a certain way. But if another person looks at it, we understand it in a totally different way. That is, understanding a thing differently by different persons is what we call the subjective. But truth is not subjective, truth is objective. However, we understand what the fact is, that remains, that is final. So I'll give one very simple example. Say there is a fruit. One fellow eats this and says, "Oh, how sweet it is." Another fellow tastes the same fruit and says, "Okay, not so sweet." Now, what's the truth? It is their opinion. Opinion is different. Okay, because this person, the tongue of this person is sensitive, he is able to understand it and says it is very sweet. For the other person, the tongue is not so sensitive. So because of the same fruit, they say it is not so sweet. Maybe a person who is diabetic may say, no, I don't like this fruit at all. It's not tasty at all. Now, what is the fact? Is it not tasty? Is it just sweet or is it very sweet? I got three opinions upon that. One single fruit. It's the same for all the three, which was given for all the three, the same fruit. Now, this is subjective. But what is the fact? What is the fact? That is, the sweetness in a fruit is decided by the fructose or glucose content of it. The fructose or glucose content of it. So, the quantity of glucose or fructose, if you quantify, that is the truth. That is the truth. The quantity of fructose in it, in the fruit, the quantity of sweetness in it, in terms of glucose, is the same, because it is the same fruit we are speaking of. But the same quantity of fructose or glucose, for one person it was not tasty, for another person it was slightly sweet, for the other person it was very sweet. Now you should be able to understand the two different things. One is the quantity of fructose or glucose, which is a constant. The other thing, about that we have got three opinions. The quantity of fructose or glucose is the fact, is objective, whereas all the three opinions, they are subjective. So when I am speaking of truth, I am speaking of that objective thing and not the subjective thing. So I will give one more example. What is objective and what is subjective? Say temperature. On a particular day, at a particular day, there is certain temperature in the environment. One fellow says it is too hot. Another fellow says it's moderate. Another fellow says it is cool. Now, how do you understand? The same temperature, the same environment, but three people speak about it in three different ways. One person says it's very hot, another person says it's moderate, another person says it is cool. It could be possible, it depends upon their sensitivity. If a person is resistant to heat, given the temperature, he feels very cool. A person who is very sensitive to heat, he says it is very hot. And other person says it's moderate. Who is right, who is wrong? All of them are right or all of them are wrong. Because they are speaking from their subjective platform, from their subjective point of view. So we cannot take the opinion of any one of these which is subjective as truth. And how do you understand? We take the instrument which measures the heat. And when you look at the meter, it says it is 26 degrees Celsius. Now that 26 degrees Celsius is objective. Maybe for one person that 26 degrees Celsius is hot, for another person it's moderate, for another person it may be cool. But the truth is, the objective assessment of the environment is 26 degrees Celsius or maybe 30 degrees Celsius, whatever it is. So the degree Celsius which is given by that meter, barometer or something, that meter is the objective measurement of it. So when speaking of truth, it is this objective assessment, objective evaluation that we have to consider. everywhere, in every place. But generally what happens is, whenever we express our opinion, 99.9% of times we are subjective. Whatever we feel, we explain it. What the fact is, we fail to understand, we fail to recognize. That's the problem. Now for the society to exist, for the society to be happy, for the society to be a welfare society, what we need is a factual evaluation. That is Satyam. We should understand things as they are, not from our point of view. What it is we have to understand, and there should be no distortions in it. So very, very important thing. Say with reference to the society. One simple example, they make the traffic rules or maybe some rules. They prescribe some rules which is to be followed by everyone. Now some people feel that the rule is okay. Some people feel that the rule is not very good. It troubles them. Now why it troubles them? Because it's their point of view. But what is the purpose of making that rule? The purpose of making that rule is the well-being of all the people. It is to take care of all the people's safety. So I'll give one very simple example for that. They insist, maybe some places it's not there, many places they insist for the two-wheelers to wear this helmet. Is it there in your place, America? Is it a rule or is it
It's a rule. It's a rule.
It's a rule. To have the helmet. To have the helmet when you are riding a two-wheeler is for our safety only. The intention is good. And it's for all, no exception. But some people feel it is very troublesome. Some people feel that because of wearing that helmet regularly, their hairs fall. Some problem, some headache, something. They say it's not a right rule. Helmet to safeguard the skull is objectivity. Feeling it not comfortable is a subjectivity. We should be able to understand the objective thing, not the subjective thing. It may not be comfortable for me, it's okay. But the purpose, the rule what they have made is good, is with a good intention. That we have to understand. So we should surrender our individual opinion to that general good intention. I may not be able to like it, but I have to follow it because it is for the safety and goodness of everyone. So what is universal, what is applicable to all, you can say they are objective. The individual reactions, we call it as subjective. Truth is not subjective, truth is always objective. To understand a thing as it is. We are not going to color it, we are not going to see it with a colored glass. We are seeing it with an open mind without prejudices. But prejudices always come in the way while understanding things. It's natural, it's natural. But with conscious effort, we should be able to sideline, bypass such prejudices and understand the things as they are. That is truth. Now, those things which are really truthful, they are, the qualities what they have got is, number one, it is applicable to all. It's the same for all. It doesn't change with our opinions. Opinions change, opinions may differ. But even if the opinions differ, the fact remains the same. That is, it's the same for all. And another very important quality is, it holds good for all times. This is also very important. Certain things are there. Yes, they are objective. But their objectivity will have some limitation with reference to time. At a particular time, they will not hold good. It changes. So, they are not called as truth, but they are called as certain facts bound by time. But truth is beyond time. It holds good for all times. For all people, for all times, at all places. At all places. Then, the last one very important thing is, truth is something which we cannot mend, which we cannot amend. We cannot amend it. It is as it is. We have to follow that rule and understand it, and we cannot change the truth. We call it as sovereign. Sovereign means that which is above all, sovereign. Other words what we use for this is, truth is sarvajanika, for all people, sarvajanika. Sarvakalika, for all times. Sarvadeshika, at all places. Sarvabhauma, sovereign. We cannot change it. So one simple example I'll give. Fire that burns. Fire that burns. Now this is a truth. Fire that burns is a truth. For somebody, it may not be too hot, may not be too cool. So many things are there. But fire burns is a truth. For all people, whether we know or not, whether we accept it or not, if we put our hand in fire, it burns. Burning is a property of the fire. That is number one. That is sarvajanika. It's the same for all. Sarvakalika, at all times it burns. Yes. Whenever that fire is there, it burns. Now also, before 100 years also it used to. Even after 100 years it will do it. Because it is its innate property. Fire burns. Sarvakalika. Sarvadeshika. The fire burns everywhere, wherever we take it. Any part of the world, if fire is there, it burns. It hurts. Sarvabhauma, whatever you do, we cannot change the property of it. Maybe today we all discuss and pass a regulation. From tomorrow, the fire should not hurt, the fire should not burn. Okay, all of us unanimously accept it. What will happen tomorrow? It hurts, it burns. We cannot change it because of our decision, because of our command, we cannot change the property of it. So, fire hurts, fire burns is a truth. For all people it's the same, at all times it's the same, at all places it's the same, and we cannot amend it, we cannot change it. Just one simple example I'm giving of the physical world. In the same way, we've got so many rules at the psychic level, which we cannot change, which is the same for all, at all times, at all places. And there are spiritual laws which also work like this. And all this put together, we call it is truth. Truth is that which is the same for all people, at all places, at all times. So everything what we come across, we should check up whether it is a truth or not, whether it's truth or not. If it is truth, yes, it helps us, it helps the society, it helps the world. That should get the priority. If it doesn't, then should be very careful. Truth has to be the guiding principle in our lives. Anything, you take anything, you check up whether it is the same for all, irrespective of their individual opinions, irrespective of their individual subjective feelings. It is the same for all, that is truth. Does it hold good for all times? Yes or no? We have to verify. If it holds good, that is truth. If it doesn't, it's not a truth. It could be something like a fact which holds good for a particular period, particular time for some people, but we cannot call it as truth. It could be a fact. Fact is different, truth is different. Fact is, it's the same for all, in a limited sense. But truth is in an unlimited sense. So only when such truths become the basis of, the guideline of a society or a country, yes, Prithvim Dharayanti, that holds, that upholds, that sustains the society and the world. Anything, say you just take one rupee note, or maybe $1, whatever it is. $1 or a rupee. Now is it a truth? Is the same for all? No, dollar is restricted by the American boundaries, rupee is bounded by the Indian territory. Beyond that territory, it is not valid. So it's not for all. It's gone. Is it for the all times it holds good? No. The currency changes over a period. It's the same currency. Say rupee or dollar before 200 years is different and what we are using it is different. Maybe they will change the pattern and design and everything and it will be something else tomorrow. They will demonetize. Recently it happened in India. Demonetize. They said the rupee note, the 500 rupee note or 1000 rupee note, what you have got is invalid from such and such a date, gone. So it's not holding good for all times. So it is not Sarvakalika. Then Sarvadeshika, that I told already, is not for all places. It is restricted by the geographical territory. Only in that territory it holds good as a valid currency. Beyond that it's not. Last thing, can we change it? Yes. Whenever you want, we can change it. The design, the value, the intrinsic value of it, its buying capacity. It all depends upon our supply and demand forces. So a rupee note is not a truth. A dollar note is not a truth. Any currency is not a truth. The value of it we have assigned to it, we have given to it. It's not a truth. Now on the other hand, take gold. Take gold. It has got certain properties in it. That gold with that properties is the same for all. Some people may know it, may not know it. That's a different issue. But the properties of the gold is with that metal. It's the same for all. It's the same at all places. And it's the same at all times. And I cannot change the properties of it. What I can change is its market value, I can change it. So the market value of gold, it is $100 at one point of time, $500, $5,000, 100 rupees, 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, whatever be the market rate, what will happen to the properties of the gold? It remains the same. It doesn't change. It doesn't alter. Because it is innate. So gold with its properties is a truth. It's the same for all, at all places, at all times. And we cannot change it. But the value what we prescribe for that gold, that is not a truth. It is assigned by us. It depends upon the demand and supply forces. It varies. The inner properties of a gold is truth. Why gold? You take anything for that matter. Say take an apple. The properties of an apple is the same for all at all places at all times. And we cannot change it. The price of the apple in the market, that may vary. So that which varies, the price of the apple is not a fact, is not truth. Is fictitious. Whereas the inner properties of it, yes, it holds good. Same thing, you take a orange. The properties of the orange that is innate in it is fixed. That is objective. It's the same for all at all places at all times. And we cannot alter its properties. The basic properties. But now a lot of experimentations they are doing and they are creating different properties in an orange and it's all artificial. It's all artificial. It's not natural. I'm speaking of truth which is natural. So when you think on these lines, any thought that comes to us, any idea that comes to us, anything that comes to us, any knowledge that comes to us, we should always verify whether it's truthful or not. Now whatever is truthful is really helping us is the one which supports us. Whatever is not truthful is not. Now the other face of it I was telling, that is honesty, is also the other face of truth. Now how do you understand honesty? I cannot give another synonym. By just giving another synonym, it will not help me. I have to understand what it means. And there also they say, they define, honesty is that where there is a harmony between the thoughts, the words, and the action. Harmony between the two, three. Whatever we think, the same we should speak. Whatever you speak, we should do accordingly. So there's a coordination between all the three, the thought, the words and the actions. That is called as honesty. The three are divergent. We think something, we talk something, we do something. That is dishonesty. That is not truthfulness. Some simple subhashita is there in Sanskrit to explain this. Manasyekam vachasyekam karmanyekam mahatmanam. Manasyekam vachasyekam karmanyekam mahatmanam. Manasyekam vachasyekam karmanyekam duratmanam. So who is a Mahatma, who is a Duratma? They are explaining this. Mahatma is one, Manasyekam vachasyekam karmanyekam. Who is a Duratma? Manasyekam vachasyekam karmanyekam. Now on the face of it, it appears that the both definitions are similar. But I have to understand it slightly, going deep into it. Mahatma, the great person, is one whose manas yekam, vachas yekam, karman yekam. All the three are one. He is a Mahatma. Who is a Duratma? Manas yekam, vachas yekam, karman yekam. Now you are able to understand it. They speak one, they talk something else, they do something else. If all the three are divergent, he is a Duratma. If all the three are convergent, he is a Mahatma. And that is called honesty. Honesty is where there is coordination and convergence between what we think, what we talk and what we do. Now wherever in a society this is implemented, where people think, talk and do similar things with convergence, yes, that's a very good society. We have got a good environment that supports the whole society, that supports the whole world. If it is not there, we have got a lot of problems. If there is no coordination between what we think, talk and do, we are dishonest. And because of this dishonesty, lot of cheating, lot of corruption, lot of terrorism, so many things will happen. We will not have fixed standards, we will have double standards, one for me, one for others. I expect everyone to be honest with me, but I don't follow those honest ways. I want everyone to be truthful, but I don't want to do it. So these are double standards. Now because of these double standards, I got dishonesty and there is no truth and I got all problems. It's not only between individuals, the same thing is happening between countries, between nations. That's why the whole world is in chaos. If we are all honest, if we all talk what we think and do what we talk, the whole environment is different. We can expect a beautiful, happy society, a wonderful society where we can live comfortably with peace. So this is a very, very important contributing factor for the welfare of a society. That is satyam, truthfulness. On the other side, it is honesty. Any society where people are honest, that society is blessed. You can understand it very clearly. Where honesty is not there in a society, you can expect any type of crime at any level. That's what is happening. What's happening? All societies which are suffering, if you study it, at one point or the other, you will find that they are all dishonest and they are not truthful. That's why that society suffers. Anywhere, anytime, any day. So honesty, truthfulness, knowing things as they are, practicing what they preach, and thinking accordingly, yes, that's what is required for the welfare of a society. Satyam. Satyam prithvim dharayanti. That we have to take it. Satyam prithvim dharayanti. That is, the truthfulness, honesty, it supports, it sustains a human society and the world. Next one is Bruhat. Bruhat.
Sharma ji.
Bruhat is broad-mindedness.
Sharma ji.
Tell
One
me.
question.
Tell me.
You said manas ekam, vachas ekam, karman ekam. Mahatma. Mahatmanaha Mahatma.
Mahatmanam.
And then
Manasyekam, karmanyekam, mahatmanam. Same thing, manasyekam, vachassekam, karmanyekam, duratma.
Duratmanam.
Duratmanam. Duratmanam is a bad thing, an antisocial element.
Astu.
Now here, manasyekam, vachassekam, they all converge here in the case of Mahatmanam. Same thing, he thinks, same thing he talks, same thing he does it. Manasi ekam, vachasi ekam, karmani ekam, convergent. In case of Duratmanam, he talks one, he does one, see my action. He talks one, he does one, and he thinks something else. See Duratmanam, there is no convergence. Manasi ekam, you say manasi ekam, vachasi ekam, karmani ekam. So with action, if you tell the same thing, yes, you'll be able to understand that. Whereas in case of Mahatmanam, manasi ekam, vachasi ekam, karmani ekam. So it's all points at one point, whereas it goes into three different directions. Duratmana, Mahatmana. That's all the change. The other part of the shloka is the same. Manasekam, vachasekam, karmanyekam, Mahatmana. Clear?
Clear.
Bruhat. That's the second point what I got. Bruhat is broad-mindedness. Bruhat is broad-mindedness. Every person in a society should have that broad-mindedness. Otherwise, the society will not survive. How do you understand this broad-mindedness? One way of understanding it is accommodation, compassion. Accommodation, compassion, that's how we have to understand this Bruhat. Broad-mindedness. Broad-mindedness is selfless, non-selfishness. Broad-mindedness, accommodation, and non-selfishness. Generally what we do is, whenever we do or think or talk, we always have in the focus just our own selves. So how it will benefit me? I think in those terms and do certain things. Maybe sometimes I think how it will help my family. So it's a little bit broader than being purely selfish. Think about my own self. I just broaden it and involve or take into the circle my closest family members. If I am a bit wider, broad-minded, I will take my kith and kin also into that ambit. I am the focus of it, 100% selfish. Take my family members little wide. Take all my friends and relatives little wider. Take the whole world into your fold. That is the broadest. That is Bruhat. So whenever you are doing something, whenever you are thinking about something, think of the welfare of not only yourself, but the whole society around you. Because we are I'm a social being. I cannot live without society. Because I cannot live without society, because I'm part of the society, so whatever I do will have an impact on the society. If I'm selfish and do certain things, it will harm the society. Maybe it benefits me. Though this benefit is there in the short term, because it's harmful to the society, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'll be punished because the society suffers from it. So what I do should be for the welfare of the society, and that will help me also because I'm part of the society. There is an interrelationship between a person and the society. I was using two words earlier, Vyashti, Samashti. Vyashti, Samashti. Vyashti is an individual, Samashti is a group, the society. Several Vyashtis come together and a society is formed. Vyashti cannot exist by itself. It needs a Samashti. It's part of the Samashti. Just because a Veshti is good, Samashti need not be good and running. It may have some problems. If Samashti is running fine, every Veshti will be benefited. The converse is true. If the Samashti is good, Veshti will be benefited. If Veshti is good, Samashti may be good, may not be good. It's just like a machinery. You can understand it as a machinery. If the machinery is functioning, it means every part is fine. Because every part is fine, the machine is running. If one part is fine, it doesn't mean the machine will run because there will be a problem in the other part. Machine is one whole made up of different parts. If the machine is running, all parts are fine. Even though several parts are fine and excellent, the machine may run, may not run. Even if the Veshti is good, Samashti may not run. But if Samashti is running, Veshti is fine. So my welfare, my happiness, my sustenance, my development, everything is dependent on the Samashti, that's the whole society and world. If the world is prospering, the society is prospering, a part of it, me, also will prosper. It is dependent on that. So whatever I think, do or talk should be so wide that it should encompass the whole world and the welfare of the whole society and the world. That's broad-mindedness. All my plans, all my thoughts, all my workings, all my efforts, I should see as broad as possible they are. They are very broad. Yes, they will give the best results, not only for me, but also for the whole society. Imagine every element of the society, if they are doing with this broad-mindedness, the contribution of every individual to the society is so much that when it distributed to every Veshti, every individual, it will be enormous and comfortable. It's not that I earn for my own self. Maybe a part I earn for my own self. But my contribution shall not be to my own self, but for the society. And if everyone start contributing like that, and if it is collected to one place, and where will it go? Again, it will get distributed to all the people. And that is a welfare society. Because in a society, there are two types of things. One for the welfare of the individual. One for the welfare of the group, the whole society. If I plant a tree in my compound, it doesn't help me only, it helps me and the whole environment. If you maintain a tank, a water body, it will help the whole society, not just an individual. So there are so many such things which, when applied in society, will help every member of the society. That is something which is common for all. Certain facilities which are common for all has to be created by all only. All should contribute and create one civic amenity. That's what we call it, a civic amenity. A civic amenity is open for all. So a very simple example is a park or a garden. It is a property of the state, it is not my property. All of us, we can go there, walk, sit down, take the fresh air and come back. See the plants, see the flowers, enjoy it, come back. It's for all. It is a common civic amenity, and for creating it, we all have to contribute because it's for our own use. So this I can understand when I got a broad mind. If I say, it's not mine, why should I contribute it? If I want a garden, I'll have it in my own house. It is too narrow-minded. If we are able to understand the importance of the civic communities, community facilities, yes, we can construct a better society. We can develop a better society. Because we have got so many things which are for all the people to enjoy and use. Of course, we also can use it. We also can use it. And more we contribute, we can make those common amenities, civic amenities, better and more useful. But I have to do it in my own small way. there are so many limitations. There are so many limitations. But when we create it in a large scale, it will be beneficial to all of us. But to create it in a large scale, all of us we have to contribute. All of us we have to think that it is for all of us and not just for me. Now this very thinking is called as Bruhat. Broad-minded thinking. In that also we have got sharing, accommodation. I said we have to accommodate so many things. Sharing, compassion. We have to understand the feelings of others also. Most of the time we think direct our nose. Whatever you are able to see, we'll understand it. That's all. What happens to the person who is sitting by my side, who is opposite me, we will never think about it. But unless we think about the feelings of people with whom we are interacting, the interpersonal relationships will not be good. It will be suffering. But if I'm able to understand the feelings of the other person who is transacting with me, yes, the relationship will be better, more humane. That's what I call as compassion, accommodation. Sacrifice. Many times we sacrifice. Okay, it is for your good, let me sacrifice what I have got. The bondage between the two persons will be so fine, and the friendship between the two persons will be very fine, excellent. It's possible only when you are able to understand the feelings and needs of the fellow beings. And this attitude is what is called as Bruhat. And it is very much essential for the sustenance of the society and the world at large. Bruhat Prithvim Dharayanti. So Prithvim Dharayanti is a common thing. Satyam Prithvim Dharayanti, Bruhat Prithvim Dharayanti. We should be able to think in a wider perspective. If we are able to think in a wider perspective, we will be able to understand the pluses and minuses around us, the needs of the people around us, why they are in problems, why they are not able to lead a normal life, we will be able to understand. We should be very sensitive. Sensitivity and broad-mindedness go together. So we are able to understand what is going around us, what is going on in the minds of other people around us. Understanding that itself I am calling this broad-mindedness, Bruhat. Then we will be able to establish proper interpersonal relationships. All people around us. They may be young, they may be old. And it is possible for us to understand and establish a better relationship with all the flora and fauna around us. They are part of world. All creatures, we can coexist. We speak of brotherhood. We speak of love. Everything is out of this Bruhat. This Bruhat element is not there. I'll be too selfish. I'll be too narrow-minded, and I will not be able to know what is happening by my side. And in the long term, I will be in trouble because I am insensitive to the environment around me. If I have to be sensitive, what we need is that broad-mindedness which is called as Bruhat. Bruhat Prithvim Dharayanti. Prithvi means it considers all our individual way of life, our family way of life, the society and the world, all are included in that. Prithvi, all put together is Prithvi, is the world around us. Prithvim Dharayanti. It can sustain, number one, and it can nourish. Budhai Dharana Poshana Yoga. If the world has to exist and sustain in the right way with all nourishment, if the society has to be a welfare society, we need this broad-mindedness. Where there is broad-mindedness, there is no quarrels. Why quarrel? All quarrels have got an element of selfishness in it. Analyze. Any quarrel between any person, for any issue, you will have some selfish motive there. If the selfish motive is not there, there cannot be quarrels at all. It's a very ideal situation. But more we are broad-minded, more the interrelationship will be fine and less will be the quarrels. It's possible. Over a period it may become zero also. Because we understand the feelings and needs of other people who are living with us. It could be men, it could be other creatures. This is called as Brihat. This is possible only when we think beyond ourselves. Thinking about ourselves is animal-like. Any animal will do it automatically, naturally. But to think beyond ourselves is humane, is nobler. And that is Brihat. And that only sustains a human society. If you are narrow-minded, if you are selfish, if you are not compassionate, if you are not sensitive, we are creating the worst possible society around us. And the impact of it definitely will be on us also. We also will suffer. Because we are in such a bad environment. It is we who have to build up a good environment and be in it and experience the goodness of it. So we all of us have to contribute for creating such a society, and that can be done only when we have a broad mind, which is beyond selfishness, selfless attitude. That's called as Brihat. That sensitivity we need, that love we need, that compassion we need. All put together, we call it as, in one bundle, we call it as Brihat. Satyam Prithvim Dharayanti. Brihat Prithvim Dharayanti. What other things? Ratam, Ugram, there are so many things. Just two we have seen, other six are left. And finally, what is the impact of it that we got in the second line, the second half of it? Okay, we'll discuss about it. For the day, it's sufficient. Satyam Brihat. It's not that I have told everything about it. What best I can say I have conveyed. And if you analyze, if you think about it, you will know the different facets of that Satyam, you will know the different facets of Brihat, and you will be able to experience that it is very much necessary for the existence of the society and the world. Okay, enough for the day. Thank you.